after all these years, everybody's making jokes that Bob was the janitor at Los Alamos. He never worked there. Okay, he's in the phone book. I've talked to a bunch of individuals that knew him from working with him there, but I couldn't go public with it. Finally, I found a brave individual who was willing to talk to me on the record about working with Bob Lazar at Los Alamos in scientific capacity, being in briefings, classified briefings, which, by the way, the janitors are not invited to, the highly technical classified briefings, with Bob Lazar, and his name was Dr. Robert Krangle. I have all of his documents, all of his paperwork from all the contracts that he did during that time period at multitude of bases, including Los Alamos. During that time, Dr. Krangle's telling the truth. I can prove it. What was your impression of what Bob was doing at Los Alamos in the 80s?
I didn't know what he was up to any more than he knew what I was up to.
But you did know that he was a physicist.
Yes.
And that was very clear to you, that he was a physicist at Los Alamos and not, again, like the janitor.
Right.
So he worked there. And he went on record with me and says, of course you remember Bob. Bob was the jet car guy. He was a rock star. He looks like Mick Jagger. How can you not remember Bob? I remember Bob. Bob was cool as shit. And yeah, he worked at Los Alamos. Big deal. I'm like, big deal to who? It's a big deal, man. And he goes, why? And I'm like, because he's got a bigger story, and everybody says a good link to that is, did he work at Los Alamos? Because if he worked at Los Alamos, there is a possible reason he could have been picked up to work on a highly classified project through EG&G to go to the test site and work on this non-terrestrial stuff. And Dr. Krangle was like, okay, whatever. So I got him on record. The guy's a really funny guy, really smart, and next thing you know, I publish it. Next day, I should have warned him. He starts getting inundated by calls by Stan Freeman, just inundated. I mean, God, I love Stan. Stan and I like him. We totally disagree, because Stan's wrong. So, yeah. So he attacked Dr. Krangle on the phone, trying to belittle what Dr. Krangle said. He goes, Jeremy, what did you do? This guy keeps calling me. All I did was tell you a little thing, and he won't leave me alone. I'm like, yeah, he's looking to try to discredit you because he's invested in it not being true about Bob Lazar. I said, just tell him what you told me. Tell him the truth. So anyway, any way you get around it, here's a physicist, worked at Los Alamos, in scientific capacity, was in security briefings with Bob Lazar. Make of that what you will.